if you put pretty much, but not 100% your reserve team out, that tells everybody how interested in the competition you are.
I don't think they'll be crying up in Liverpool that they're out of this
Not
competition. They can't even take the FA Cup series now, half of these teams. So how are they supposed to take the EFL Cup? That being said, I mean, it doesn't hide away from the fact that we are going to sit here and most people, every time they go to a press conference, are going to say to Jurgen Klopp, how are you going to address these issues you've got at the back? I heard somebody in social media today, somebody was saying Liverpool haven't got an issue at the back. I mean, what planet are you living on? I mean, apart from a player issue, there's been 10 goals in 4 games. Yep. Right now, that sometimes can happen, but it's happening for a reason at Liverpool because they ain't good defensively. And he's made all these changes, and he continues to make changes. Now, I understand that today for the cup, but I don't understand the continue changing personnel in League and Champions League games. I don't get it.
Can I say one thing, Dan, about this game? As much as I have no problem with Liverpool being knocked out of the EFL Cup, the one thing I wanted to see was Joe Gomez at centre-back.
Okay.
Because there's no question that's where Liverpool's problem is right now, right in the middle of the defence. And unfortunately, he failed. He was involved in a couple of the goals. If he'd made better decisions, they could have been avoided. So I'm afraid
So is it just a coincidence that every single Liverpool centre-back is struggling at the moment? Or how much you put that at Jurgen Klopp's door?
I think you put it at the players' door first and foremost. The players are put in a position where there's a chance for them to show what they can do, and they can't do it. So it's a personnel problem. That's where Jurgen Klopp comes in. Not 100% personnel, because Klopp clearly is not coaching them particularly well. But at the end of the day, I'm pretty much in the camp of they're not good enough and it needs to change, but it ain't changing until the next window opens.
Barca had 11 shots, Eibar had 10 in this game. Messi making all the difference.
We had no Suarez also.
Yep.
So I think along with that, and the fact, if you watch this game, you saw De La Feu, who certainly did not have his best game. and
how do you go from Everton reserves to Barcelona's first team?
Well, you could see why he was in Everton reserves today. And I think Messi just realized that and decided, you know what, I need to take this game over. And certainly he did. The finishes, some of them were just clinical in the sense that he could pick a corner. There was one that he just decided that saw the keeper was out of position, just passed it. You know, that thought process, and to Craig's point, it comes so quickly, and he can execute it so perfectly. There's
best ever, Brian, is he?
Yeah, I think so.
But do you know what? There could be nothing better for a new coach going in and having a turbulent, as Valverde has done at Barca off the back of Enrique, and the transfer window was quite a shambles for them, wasn't it? I mean, ins and outs on both cases. So it was really turbulent, unsettling. Then across the country, you've got the big rivals who looked great in pre-season after mopping up the Champions League for the second year in the spin and winning the domestic title. And you just think, Valverde must have been thinking, please, just, you know, I've got injuries now, just let this little fella carry the team for a period. And he has. He's taken it on his shoulders. He's taken the mantle on, and he's basically said to the coach, OK, until we get sorted, I'm going to pull you through, because this guy can just do it when somebody needs it most, and Valverde needs it now as a new start in there, and he's getting it from his top guy.
It's politics. Absolutely, the big clubs get the calls. It's complete and utter politics, and somebody's got a favour they owe somebody else somewhere, and they've taken a game off.
Why would you cash the favour in for Real Betis at home?
Well, it's a point as well, isn't it? It's flexing your muscles because you can.
Brian, do you think it deserved too much ban?
Yes.
Oh.
It almost looked like the kids on the playground when one gets pulled over and knows they're getting beat and just kicks their legs up. But yeah, there's no reason other than him trying to actually make contact. So to me,
you don't think he was trying to get back up?
Yeah, no, he wasn't trying to flip back up and land on his feet.
Does that not set a precedent now in La Liga? Will they just not bother and say,
precedent?
You know, another instant down the line, and they'll maybe hand somebody a 3-game ban or whatever. And it just does seem, as Stevie was saying, that the rules just generally go out the window when it comes to other teams, and then the big two, they get a bit of leeway.
Let's take a look at the SPI, shall we, for that clash at the Bernabeu. Real Madrid.
I suspend them.
87% to take all 3 points. Ronaldo back, of course, a massive influence. Madrid win, we're going to be talking about tomorrow.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, we even going to bother talking about it.
Well, we might do. Depends
All
what
right.
Marcelo does.
Well, if Ronaldo scores 4, then maybe we will.
Yes, that's true.
And there's every chance of that.
No, if Ronaldo scores
Every
4,
chance.
he's going to come in here and say, who's going to win the Ballon d'Or? I know he is.
Wow, that's an interesting question. Brian, Real Madrid win?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Welcome into Extra Time. Everyone's here. Please make note of Stevie's new pocket square.
Just following yourself, Dan?
Beautiful.
Yeah. Yep.
It's definitely not his pocket turned inside out.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's definitely not.
Listen to the pot. Hey. Listen to the pot. Look at the state of that.
What?
Look at this. That's supposed. Can I borrow your hanky? Can I
That's
borrow
what
your
it's-
hanky?
Don't rip it.
Oh, no.
That's what it's supposed to be. You've just turned your...
Yeah, but I'm taking the mic. You're serious.
I think
I'm
you
doing mine for a laugh.
Well, of course this is serious.
Yeah, look serious.
It's the way it should be.
I'll see. You might take your job more seriously.
Well, that's well, there you go.
backfired on
Says the
Dan.
man with beans down his shirt.
All right, I must be mouth.
You're hungry, weren't you?
What did I do? Why are you going red?
It's Klopp starting to look like a flop.
I wouldn't go that far. I think questions are starting to be asked. Basically, what he can do for Liverpool defensively. We've seen what he can do for them as an attacking force. Everybody pretty much agrees that they're great to watch. They score goals, and it's great. But that end of the field,
How many did they score today?
oh well. Oh, sorry. And by the way, it was a reserve team before we get started. But regardless of that, it's the whole defensive question, and I think I probably agree.
You're saying he's a flop?
It's time he has to start answering some questions. Why they lose so many goals?
Do you think Wenger is guilty of fraud for the sale of Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain to Liverpool?
Tell you what,
Guilty of.
talk about a black and white jersey with a black mask on.
You're gonna have to...
Stealing money.
Oh, I see, right, because he's a Robert, yeah.
Oh, God, I've got to spell everything out for you.
It took a while, I was trying to work it
Oh,
out.
take your time.
Okay, has Mourinho shown his superior man management skills through Fellaini, who is now seen as an asset rather than a liability for United fans?
Is he? You'd have to ask them. Good at chesting the ball.
Greatest chest for the ball ever.
I don't think that's man management. I think that's understanding the player and how to use him.
How'd you use them?
So exactly like that. You
No,
need
no,
to
no.
play the ball direct to the gentleman.
When they
A
were
little
getting
higher
beat,
up.
when they were getting beat, it was his fault, and now they're winning, it's his fault. Is that kind of what the guy's trying to say?
That's the end of Extra Time. You can join us at ESPN FC tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern. We'll be looking ahead to the US Open Cup final, plus discussing Real Madrid and Serie A.